What, the whole way round?
Yeah.
I need more space.
Oh, there's some more space down here.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Alright, did you feel some things?
I felt some things.
What did you feel?
Good things.
Yeah, I felt some good things. Yeah. Nice. What was one specific good thing?
Oh, I love the feeling of being catapulted.
Ooh, nice!
It's a small G-force.
If you do it properly, for sure, the snowboard will start to bend when we go fast enough and it will rebound. And then you go, whee! And hopefully not fall on your head. Yeah. Cool! That's really cool. Anybody else?
Just feeling of, like when you said, like really feeling your feet, just the way you go like that, from the heel to the balls of your feet.
Yeah.
I can't really explain the feeling, but it's different when you actually pay attention. Yeah, I don't know.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth. Yeah, cool. Nice. Totally. Alright, widens out a little bit down here. We're going to try something and we're going to use this thing that Jack talked about, using our ankles. And rather than down the fall line, because down the fall line, down the hill is kind of scary, we go pretty fast, we're going to try it across the fall line. And what we're going to try to do, this exercise is called hanger turn. What we're going to try to do is we're going to go across the hill, and as I go across the hill, I'm going to use my ankles on my toe side to feel my heel edge, and then come back to my toe edge. And then
So like an undercalf?
Sorry?
Like an undercalf?
Like,
Yeah?
like an undercut, taking edge across the field.
Yeah.
Alright?
Sorry, can you say that again? I got like distracted.
Yeah. The other way that I would describe it is kind of edge wiggles. I'm going to wiggle from my toe edge to my heel edge to my toe edge to my heel edge to my toe edge, and then I'm going to turn. And then I'm going to try again.
Cool.
Alright? It is a bit sketchy. There's going to be a moment where you're like, ugh. But that's okay. That's how it's fun. Yeah. Because again, just like our garlands, we're using a lot of the straight, using where around us. People like to point straight down to the ground. But it's a good little spot. Alright, this is what it looks like.
Oh, okay. Not what I expected. You know, I was expecting.
You're going onto your wrong edge.
Across,
If you fuck out to catch an edge.
completely across the hill and then go like that. You've got to guard your toes like that.
Ish. I'm paranoid about people cutting me up, even though I know there's no one coming.
You!
Yeah, that's stretchy coming around onto the post like that.
Woo! Some good things happening. Yeah, that was nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Look at those lines in the snow, guys. Look at wiggle, 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 wiggle. Nice. Have a little look. What do we look? Do we see skids? Do we see a couple of edges there? Fun little thing to try, hey? Nice go for the first one. Every single person, I'd like you to try to find your hips an inch lower to allow your ankles and knees to fluidly move. I really liked how you were like, oh, go back and forth. I want to see more like that from everybody.
Is that a bit more angulation?
Yes! And instructor nerd term. And your Alright.
You were that kid at school.
I'm really enjoying the hands up. I do. It gives me a lot of sense of power. It's great. You don't have to.
Does that not usually happen then?
No, usually people just shout at me. Oi, you!
Take note.
It's alright, I'll start calling you oi back. It flattens off a little bit here. So let's try that same thing down the full line with a little bit more bend to start off with. If you want to have a look, feel free to come on down and watch me roll through here. Let's go. Letting the sidecar do the turn.
I don't know about that.
Okay, tell me from the whole group, one positive thing you felt in your snowboarding during that little section there.
I thought I could edge change quicker.
Yes. Really cool. Could anybody identify when they were riding just the edge of their snowboard versus when they were skidding and pivoting their snowboard? Cool, that's a win. Did we ever feel the difference? Difficulties. What were difficult? What was difficult about that?
I kept feeling that my hair legs was getting locked in too much. Flinging me.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah?
So I'd end up really on the edge, and then all of a sudden I'd be like leaning back here, and I'm like, oh, yeah, and then you just go boom.
Why?
Body weight's too over the edge, I think. Hips are off the centre position.
Yeah.
So you need to, the board needs to come back around so that you can then make it turn the other way.
Yeah, totally. When I rode straight towards you, where were my hips?
Over the board.
Yeah. Did they move? No. Or at least I hope not. No. Absolutely. How did I ensure that my hips were over my snowboard? What do you think? What did you see in my riding?
Yeah, at least I wasn't looking at your hips.
You were shuffling the board.
If you're in the middle of your axes, I think you are able to keep the board from running away either side.
Yeah. Oh, centered and mobile.
Wait, how are you doing that?
Luke,
Sorry?
How are you keeping yourself centered?
Yeah.
How?
How? For me, I bend down a little bit,
Yeah.
and I do think quite a lot about, and I Jack, hey, yeah, so close. Go, I'm gonna get it wrong on the point. I mentioned to Jack to tuck his butt in a little bit on his heel side. That's partly why you're feeling that, right?
Tuck your butt in.
Yeah, my upper body and my hips, especially my tailbone, I try to keep it as straight as possible and stack it over the center of my foot. Right? If I'm over the center of my foot, that means I'm over the center of my snowboard, and that means when I use my ankles to manipulate the edge angle on the snow, that's all I need to do. I'm already there.
So open carves are no hips, basically.
Yeah.
Because
Essentially.
I've still been doing the whole like pushing your hip forwards and like sitting back into your leg turn. So we're not meant to be doing that.
I'm not going to say yes to that because there is absolutely going to be an element of that because the snowboard will move underneath you.
Okay.
Right? As the snowboard moves underneath you, at some point your hips will be over your toe side and your hips will be over your heel side. But think of it more like this rather than like this.
Okay.
Yeah?
But should we think of it more as this for intermediate and beginner turns?
Yeah.
And then less so when we're doing the carving?
Yeah. Less so when we're doing the open carve.
Okay.
Realistically, it kind of does a bit of that.
Okay.
But for now,
Yeah.
we're focusing on one thing, keeping it nice and simple. Yeah. Sweet. Okay. We know there's a little bit more steep, and then we go around a corner, and then there's another steep, and then there's a flat bit. We're going to meet at the bridge. Alright? You'll see it. Help us see it.
The bridge?
There's a bridge! Yes, we're going to meet at the bridge. I'd like you to try down the steep sections, using this feeling of across the slope and starting or feeling your grip by using your ankles first. A little bit of ankle movement and then the rest of the turn's going to happen. As we roll onto the flats, let's see if we can tighten up the size and turn a little bit less. And that's essentially all we're trying to do. Alright? Make sense?
Tighten up the size.
Yeah, when you say tighten up the size,
Big turns. Intermediate sliding turns. Open contact.
and tightening up the bit here.
Yeah, bringing it in. So if I'm going to give a corridor, as it were, our intermediate sliding turns are kind of like 2/3 of the run, right? Or by tightening it up, I'd say that we make the turn smaller. So we would want to maybe be 1/3 of the run size for these kind of things, but on flat stuff. Yeah. If you'd like to have a good idea, follow me. Cool. Let's do it again.
We do open carve turns.
If you're going to carve down the steep bit, you need to send the board up the hill, otherwise you're going to go.
What did she ask us to do?
So the main thing is when it goes flat, to do your open carve turns.
Okay.
But in terms of this bit, just get down.